The shocking moment that changed everything, Jey Uso acknowledges Roman Reigns once again on Smackdown. Hey everyone, welcome back to Wrestling News CC. We've got one of the most electrifying and shocking episodes of Smackdown to break down today. If you weren't tuned in last night, you missed one of the most intense moments in WWE history. That's right, folks, Jey Uso, the former member of the Bloodline, the man who once defied Roman Reigns, finally acknowledged the tribal chief once again, but this time, it wasn't out of manipulation or pressure. It was raw emotion, gratitude, and loyalty. And all of this was sparked by none other than Seth Rollins, who's been on a mission for revenge ever since his devastating loss on Raw at the hands of CM Punk. Now, let's break down the events that shocked the WWE Universe and dissect what this all means for Jey Uso, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and the future of the World Heavyweight Championship. So, grab a seat, and let's dive deep into this dramatic Smackdown moment. The road to Smackdown. Before we dive into the heart of what happened on Smackdown, let's rewind a bit. It's been a wild ride for Jey Uso. For months, we've watched as he tried to break free from the shadow of Roman Reigns and the Bloodline. Jey had been in this constant tug-of-war, torn between his family ties and his desire for independence. From his controversial exit from the Bloodline to his heated rivalry with his own brother Jimmy, Jey's journey has been anything but predictable. But on this particular Smackdown, something felt different. Jey was finally standing tall. He had a powerful promo backstage, filled with emotion. You could feel it, he was done with the Bloodline drama. He wasn't just talking about wanting to be free, he was talking about his future, about wanting to stand on his own 2 feet, about the World Heavyweight Championship being his destiny. The crowd was eating it up. This was the moment Jey had been waiting for. It seemed like he had finally broken free and was ready to carve out his own path. Little did he know, Seth Rollins had other plans. The Seth Rollins attack. Now, enter Seth Rollins, frustrated, angry, and downright dangerous. After being humiliated on Raw when CM Punk interfered in his match, costing him the opportunity to win the World Heavyweight Championship, Rollins was on a warpath. He was looking for revenge. And then, just as Jey was basking in the crowd support, Rollins made his move. Out of nowhere, he attacked. A steel chair to Jey's back, a brutal stomp to the ground. Seth was relentless, dragging Jey through the curtain and tossing him into the ring like a ragdoll. The crowd was stunned, booing and confused. This wasn't the Seth Rollins they had cheered for. No, this was a desperate, ruthless Rollins who would stop at nothing to make a statement. The attack was vicious. Seth Rollins wasn't just trying to send a message to Jey Uso. He was sending a message to the entire WWE Universe. The former champion had been embarrassed, humiliated, and now, he was taking matters into his own hands. This wasn't about just winning a title anymore. This was about dominance, proving that Seth Rollins was still a force to be reckoned with. Roman Reigns' shocking return. Just when it seemed like Jey Uso was on the brink of being completely decimated, something huge happened. Roman Reigns' music hit. And the arena exploded. The crowd went wild, completely shocked to see the tribal chief make his return after several weeks of absence. Roman walked to the ring with that unmistakable swagger, the look of someone who knew exactly what he was doing. There was no rush in his steps. No hesitance. He walked with purpose. The tension in the air was electric. Seth Rollins, still holding that steel chair, turned toward Roman, clearly ready for a fight. But Roman Reigns, cool, calm, and collected, didn't hesitate. He wasn't here to negotiate. He wasn't here to engage in a back and forth with Rollins. He was here to reclaim control. The moment was chilling. Seth Rollins, whose ego had been bruised by CM Punk's interference, was now face to face with the most dominant force in WWE. Roman Reigns was back to restore order, and possibly make Seth Rollins realize that his place at the top was still, and always would be, Roman's. The acknowledgement of Roman Reigns. But here's where it gets even crazier, folks. In an unexpected twist, Jey Uso, who had been defiant against Roman for so long, acknowledged him once again. And it wasn't because of Roman's power, intimidation, or manipulation. No, it was because of a deeper, emotional connection. Jey Uso was standing there, bloodied and beaten, but in that moment, he realized that Roman Reigns was his family, his tribal chief. Jey had finally come full circle. The man who had once rejected Roman's leadership and tried to carve out his own path had now acknowledged him. It wasn't about winning a title or gaining power, it was about loyalty, respect, and recognizing the undeniable truth that Roman Reigns was, and always would be, the head of the table. The crowd was silent. No one saw this coming. This wasn't just a moment of redemption for Jey. This was a moment of realization that, despite everything that had happened, his bond with Roman was unbreakable. And it was a powerful statement that not only set the stage for Jey's future but also redefined the relationship between these two men. The fallout and what's next. So, what does this mean moving forward for Jey Uso, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and the World Heavyweight Championship? For Jey Uso, this could be the beginning of a new chapter. Is he truly back in Roman's fold? Is this the end of his rebellious streak, or could there be more twists and turns in his storyline? There's a lot of uncertainty here, and WWE fans are eagerly speculating about where Jey's journey goes next. Could Jey's acknowledgement of Roman lead to him being reinserted into the bloodline, or does he still have unfinished business with his family, especially with his brother Jimmy? As for Roman Reigns, his reign as the tribal chief continues to be solidified. But the return of Seth Rollins and the looming threat of CM Punk could make things interesting. Roman has been untouchable for so long, but with new rivals emerging, the question remains, can he maintain his grip on the title, or will the winds of change start to blow? Seth Rollins, though, is the wild card here. With his fury directed at everyone in sight, it's clear that he's not done chasing after the World Heavyweight Championship. Will he find a way to regain his momentum, or will he fall further into chaos and destruction? And let's not forget about the World Heavyweight Championship itself. With Rollins, Reigns, and now Jey Uso involved in the storyline, the future of the title has never been more uncertain. Could we see a triple threat match for the title in the near future? Will Rollins and Reigns collide at WrestleMania or sooner? The possibilities are endless, and WWE is setting the stage for what could be a historic and unpredictable road to the biggest events of the year. So, what do you think, folks? What does Jey Uso's emotional acknowledgement of Roman Reigns mean for the future of WWE? Will Seth Rollins get the revenge he craves? And most importantly, who will ultimately leave with the World Heavyweight Championship when all is said and done? There's so much still to unfold, and with WWE throwing this massive curveball, it's hard to predict what's next. One thing's for sure. Things are heating up, and the WWE Universe will be on the edge of their seats for what comes next. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think Jey Uso is back in the bloodline for good? Will Seth Rollins get his revenge on Roman Reigns? And who do you think will come out on top in the World Heavyweight Championship picture? Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the latest news and updates right here on Wrestling News CC. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. If you thought tonight's story was wild, trust me, what happens next will blow your mind. So don't stop now. Click on the video right here on your screen to continue the chaos, the drama, and the inside scoop only we deliver. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and join the Wrestling News CC family, where the real stories of WWE come to life. See you in the next one.